Oppenheimer.
Oh man, listen. I got a lot to say.
Okay. Take it away, Jack.
I really don't have anything bad to say. So, for those who don't know, I'm a huge Christopher Nolan fan. Mm-hmm. I've seen everything that he's ever made, except this one short film that I cannot find anywhere. If you got it or you know how to get it, please holler at me because I'd like to see it. It's technically his first work ever. But I own all of his movies except, I don't own the Dunkirk. I actually hate Dunkirk. But anyway, I don't own Dunkirk and Tenet, but I own everything else. This was like, if you know his films, you could see this was his style. And so you see things that he's done in Batman. You see things that he's done in Memento. Mm-hmm. You see things that he's done in Inception. And it's kind of like he used all the tools in his utility belt to create this masterpiece.
I mean, you would need all the tools for a 3-hour movie.
And that's the next part. I say all the time, movies don't need to be 3 hours. I constantly complain about movies being too long, even though I know most movies today are 2 hours and 20 minutes, and a lot of the popular movies are 2 hours and 40 minutes. I constantly complain that anything longer than 240 is crazy, it's unnecessary, there's things that you can take out. I gotta be honest, and maybe I'm ODing because I like the guy. I don't know what you would take out of this film.
I agree with you.
I saw it twice.
I agree with you.
Well, I'm going to say 1.5 because the second time I was really sleepy and I missed a little bit. But
I agree with you, though.
I don't know what, like, Avengers Endgame, I was critical of. There was a lot you could have taken out. I say all the time, you don't need like 45 minutes from that.
Yeah, there are some
The Batman.
That you don't need there.
Yeah, The Batman. And I'm just talking about recent ones. There are older films that are 3 hours. Like The Irishman. Why the fuck does that movie even exist? Well, let alone be 3 hours. Anyway.
That's a conversation for...
Yeah, and there was a movie recently, I don't even remember the name, but it was like Brad Pitt, Tobey Maguire, Margot Robbie, mad stars... And then it was like, 3 hours and 7 minutes or some shit. I'm like, what? Mm-hmm. No, I didn't even watch it. But in this film, I don't know what you would take out because, I mean, they might kill me for this, but I think every part of this movie is there for a reason.
Yeah.
I think if you took out anything from this movie, it wouldn't be as good as it is.
It's not the same movie. Yes. Okay, so what I realized, because I saw it too, and what I don't know Christopher Nolan's work as intimately as you do. Like, I've seen some of those movies, but I guess I never watched with the idea that it was Christopher Nolan to connect the dots the way that the way that you would as a fan. But what I will say is that watching the movie and seeing how it goes from this to that, like it truly has a beginning, a middle, and an end. All of those parts are necessary. You don't get to the end of the movie without having the beginning and the middle of the movie. And that was something that I enjoyed. Like, there was definitely a shift that happened multiple times throughout the film. Yep. I thought it was really... You could tell that it was meticulously thought out. Yes, I thought it was incredibly stylized, just the way that everything was structured, and I enjoyed it. I like a good scandal.
Yeah.
I like when things get a little spicy.
Yeah.
This is like actually very much my speed. Like, I know that publicly I speak about very specific things, but I love a good drama.
Me too.
I am locked in.
And that's what was scary to me.
What?
When you tell someone, hey, this is a 3-hour drama, it's like, oof, why?
You said that, and I was like, oh, I'm ready.
See, but
I was excited about that.
A lot of people, me included, that was the hesitation. Like, if you say, hey, it's a 3-hour action movie, you know there's stuff that's going to keep you awake,
Right.
keep you excited. A 3-hour drama?
Right.
That's got to be a good-ass drama. And it is.
And it is. And it is. I think, what is his name?
The main actor?
Yeah.
Cillian Murphy.
Cillian Murphy. I think he did a great job.
He will be nominated for an Oscar.
Of course.
I don't know if he'll win, but he will be nominated for an Oscar. And I believe, maybe I'm ODing, but I believe Robert Downey
I was just about to
Jr.
say his name.
will be nominated for Best Supporting Actor, and he probably will win.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about Robert Downey Jr., okay? Look, first of all, okay, before we even get to Robert Downey Jr., can we please, and I know maybe this is not the one thing that your mind goes to, but my mind definitely goes to this. Whoever was in charge of makeup and costuming these people, I think really important, the way they made Robert Downey Jr. look, the way they made all of them look older, like, because the movie goes through
different ages, different time frames,
and whoever did that, whatever team they had to do that, did an impeccable job. And I know those people, I feel like those people don't get a lot of credit or a lot of shine because it's not the thing that you really think about. But there are people who had to make them look that way.
And they did a great job.
I just remember sitting there when Robert Downey Jr. first comes on the screen. And I knew who was in the movie. But he comes on the screen and I look at him and I'm like...
Yeah. There's actually quite a few actors that you recognize, but it's like, oh, y'all altered this person.
Right, you had to
like
take
there's one specific person. I'm trying to be as non-spoilery as possible.
Yeah.
Because the movie's doing extremely well. But it's also very hard to get tickets for certain showings. So maybe you want to see it and haven't seen it. So I'm trying to be a nice guy here. Even though it's been out for a while now. It's about to be a month. Almost. It came out July 21st. We a week shy of a month. So y'all should have seen it by now. But in case you didn't, I'm trying to be a nice guy. But there's a specific actor who plays a major role. You see that towards the end. Yeah. That I was like, that's not his nose. They totally gave him a new fake nose.
But that's what I'm saying.
He got like a regular nose, and then when you see him, his nose is like big and kind of like leaning a little this way.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, they did their thing.
That's why I'm saying.
And
they killed it. Like whoever was involved in that, whoever spearheaded that, whoever had to dream that up, that part of it. I love when things work together. Like great film, great writing, but also they look the part the entire film.
Yes, and adding to that, I think something that worked really well, and honestly, I didn't think it was gonna work well when I saw the trailer. I didn't know how it was gonna going from black and white to color, back to black and white, back to color, back to black and white, back to color, and it transitioned perfectly. Like I don't have any complaints about it, honestly.
It worked. But Robert Downey Jr., I was like, man, it's good to see him
do something besides Marvel.
Do something
and he said that.
Be Iron Man.
He said that. He said he did a lot of promo that I saw and was like, yo, this role is about to be crazy. I don't even think y'all really ready.
It was
and he said like, and there was even like interviews that say Robert Downey speaks on his first role since Marvel.
Yeah, and he was and
even though it's not, but whatever.
And obviously when he played,
I guess they mean since he left Marvel, which also who said he left Marvel? Yeah, I don't know. Anyway,
when he's Iron Man, he's not super funny, right? But he's comedic. It's a lot more lighthearted.
It's witty.
Yeah. This was a completely different...
He's the genius who doubts himself.
Right. And he's also the one that's kind of...
Oh, man. The geniuses in this movie, they did not doubt themselves.
At all. Okay? And to be a scientist, you have to be able to show up every day. So it makes complete sense. But yeah.
What was the line he told Shorty? She said, you think... I don't want to say the whole line, but she was saying that the rules don't apply to him. Mm-hmm. She said, you think you could break the rules that you wrote? He said, being brilliant counts for a lot. It's like,
and you know who's arguing?
can I put that on a shirt? Will y'all let me sell that?
Who is arguing? But yeah, he killed it. He Robert Downey, he did a great job. They all did really well. Like, it was a great film. It was probably one of the best things I've seen in a long time.
And don't be surprised if Christopher Nolan is nominated for Best Director, because
He will be, and that would be great.
this film was probably one of the best films of the year, and I don't see too much fly shit left to come out this year. So yeah. And I know everyone's talking about Barbie being having $1 billion at the box office, but before this weekend started, it was announced that Oppenheimer's at 600 mil. So they ain't doing too shabby neither, people.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, no,
I think I could be wrong, but I think this would be not DC. I think this would be Christopher Nolan's second $1 billion film.
That's amazing.
I think Batman Dark Knight with Heath Ledger Joker, I think that did $1 billion, but I could be wrong.
Okay.
I did not search this on Google before seeing it, so.
Liar. So last
Give the disclaimer, and they say you're a liar.
You lied.
You're a liar.
Yep.
That's not pee on the bed. It's Mountain Dew.
Exactly. So quick shout out before we go to Yo Gotti, who becomes co-owner of Major League Soccer's DC United.